morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. You know, from time to time, I always have a very special person that comes on the show, and she gives us all the various things that will be taking place in LaGrange, you know, over a week span, called City Scenes. And so many times, you know, we get these individuals and we don't know a lot about them. So this week, my guest on City Week is none other than Lynne Holle from Visit LaGrange. Lynne, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I am great, Lynne. Good. It's so good to have you here on the set to give and to talk a little bit about, you know, again, Visit LaGrange. You always do an outstanding job of keeping the community informed about the city scenes, things that are happening, and all of the various things that they can get involved in. So I want to say thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Right. Well, Lynne, you know, you and I go way back.
Way back.
Like a lot of people
I know
in this community. and I know you well. I knew your mom and your dad and some of your other family members. But and I know the community knows you. But again, I would like for you just to tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
Oh, sure. Well, I'm Lynne Holle. I moved here in 1983 when I got married. And we have 3 children. None of which live in
LaGrange?
our state
or
really? LaGrange right now. We've got one in Texas, one in Idaho, and one in South Carolina. So family 2 of the 3 are married, and I have 2 grandchildren, a girl and a boy, and one on the way.
Wow, well, congratulations.
And ironically, the one on the way is due July 4th. So how fitting is that for my family?
That's right. And we know the significance of July 4th for your family, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, but yes, they always keep in touch with what's going on in LaGrange and are always saying, Mom, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? So that's it.
There you go. Now, we want to go back and talk about July 4th. And we know the significance. Talk a little bit about that. And everybody knows your mom or knew your mom. Talk a little bit about that for you, if you don't mind.
Well, you know, it's kind of my mom decided with 6 weeks before the 4th that LaGrange could handle a children's parade. So at the time, Gardner Newman was the mayor, and she just popped into his office like she always does, just no appointment, just, hey, Gardner, you have a few minutes?
That's right.
Ran this crazy idea by him, and he kind of gave her a bet, like, okay, if you think you can pull this off, we'll do it. She goes, I know we can pull it off. And sure enough, 6 weeks later, she got it pulled off. But really what got it going was she used to go into the schools and go to, like, Boys and Girls Club, all the clubs where children under 19 would be, and get them fired up with either skits or some crazy show. And they would go home, tell their parents. And that's really how it built up for years and years and years. But it all kind of got started because growing up, my brother was a Boy Scout, and we had plans for the 4th, and he was invited to carry the American flag in the 4th of July parade. And we were all like, oh, I can't believe we have to do this and we're not getting to do what we wanted to do. And after that, we were so proud, and it was so much fun that it just kind of snowballed into an idea that she always wanted to do. And then they just took it to the next level with Special Olympics. And when LaGrange got to host that, she incorporated all of the children, and they made a huge American flag. I don't know if people remember that, but it was at Callaway Stadium, and it was the whole stadium.
Wow.
So, and it was all made up of children.
Students, okay.
They actually were the stars and the stripes. So we've always been a patriotic family. We wear red, white, and blue. We're proud to be Americans, really.
Absolutely.
And how lucky we are to live in a country like this.
Absolutely.
Although it's a little chaotic right now,
but
we're still very, very lucky.
That's right. That's right. And years later, the 4th of July parade is still going on.
Still going. Golly, awesome. I can't believe it.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, look, and Lynne, and you do a wonderful job over at Visit LaGrange. And talk about your role there, if you don't mind, a little bit.
Well, to give a little background, I in all of my jobs, I've always been involved in the community. So when I saw this and thought about it, and I was like, oh, this is a good way to give back at the same time. And so what we do is I manage the visitor center, which is right next door to City Hall, 206 Ridley Avenue. And a lot of times people come in out of curiosity, but most of our visitors are from out of town. And during the pandemic, especially because we opened during that, we had a lot of people come in from California, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Florida. Miami was way down there, Tennessee, Arkansas. It's like been a good...
Just a good mixture of the country.
Mixture of the country. And so we started asking them, and they weren't coming for jobs, but they would put into their computer things that they liked about different areas. And LaGrange would pop up.
Oh, wow.
So they came to see what LaGrange was all about. We have had several of our visitors actually move to LaGrange.
That's awesome.
And come back to see us at the visitor center and say, we liked it so much. We're retiring. We're going to have a place here in LaGrange, and we want to be involved. So the visitor center is really for everybody, but mainly the people that come through are people visiting. We put out sandwich boards around downtown because, you know, with the visitor center and the chamber being in one building for so long, most of the local people think it's still together. So we've tried to get out and tell everybody, hey, come on down the street.
Okay.
And you can tell a difference. Last year we had over 3,000 people come through.
Wow. Okay.
So we keep track of it, and we have great brochures on LaGrange, and anything in the brochure, if you go to our website, it goes into more depth. We really highlight our 14 attractions.
Okay.
We highlight all businesses, and we send visitors to all businesses, but our goal is our tourist attractions, because our sole purpose is to get people to come to LaGrange and spend the night.
Yeah.
So we want them to have activities where they will spend the night. So sometimes, like, we have the crit race coming up, the bike race,
That's
and there might be a concert going on either at Sweetland or Pure Life, and Wild Leap or Beacon might be having something going. So we try and pair it together to where they would come in on a Friday, maybe do a concert on a Friday, go to Nutwood,
Beacon or one of the other
Beacon
venues.
or Pure Life on Saturday, and stay on Sunday for the bike race. The bike race, we don't really get to choose when it comes. So the first year it came on a Friday night.
Oh, okay.
And last year it was on Sunday, and this year it's on Sunday. So that really determines a lot of travel for people.
That's right. Okay.
We do a display every month where we ask different tourist attractions to come in and do a display that depicts their business. They decide what they display. We don't do any of it. We'll pick up the one month that we do the lake, but when we do the lake, we go out to the marina, we go down to Southern Harbor, we go out to GLL and get stuff, and people let us borrow.
Okay.
So it's really fun for people to come in and see. There have been some fantastic displays, some that have scared me every morning when I've walked in, because they have mannequins, and I'm like, whoa. I come in through the back, so I'm not expecting it. But yes, we love to see people. We love to talk. We have a meeting space for our board, and Sweetland's board meets there. We've had city meetings and county meetings there.
Okay.
It's very inviting. We have public restrooms. If you just are tired and you want to sit on our porch and swing in the swing, charge your phone, We do that. Come in and have a seat if it's hot. So
beautiful building over there.
Oh, it is. It's so good, and it was all done locally. Local businesses.
Very good.
So, which is nice because they have a true connection to it.
That's right. That's right. And again, Lynn, if you don't mind, you and I know. Tell us the address of the location, if you don't mind.
206 Ridley Avenue.
206 Ridley Avenue. And you say 3,000 visitors just came to just by Googling things that they like, and LaGrange came up.
Right. A lot. So, and we've had people that have come to go to Callaway Gardens that want a day trip, and they come to LaGrange. I had somebody yesterday that came in at 9 o'clock. We opened at 9, and they were there right at 9. They wanted to go to Hills and Dales. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So they didn't have a reservation or anything, but we sent them over there, and they were there for 4.5 hours. They loved it.
Okay.
They did every nook and cranny of Hills and Dales. So it's really how much time you want to spend, because at the Biblical History Center, you can do the Lenten meal, or you can just do a guided tour by yourself, or have one of their docents do it.
Okay.
I highly recommend doing their docents because they have all the insides, and they can give you all the trivia and all the history. Wow. And they do a big production the first weekend in May called Roman Army Days, and people come from all over the country.
Wow. Okay. So many things to do here in LaGrange, isn't it?
Yes.
And people just don't, and I know they do, because 3,000 of them come through your doors, so I'm sure they are aware of the things that are happening here. And then, too, with each week that you give City Scene, there's always things going on. I was just listening, from the wellness programs, from Pure Life to the LaGrange Youth Council, donuts and duets.
Yes.
So it's just, there's something for everyone, it sounds like here.
It is. You just have to be aware of what's going on, and you need to just engage. If you are having a Friday night and you don't have any plans, get out and walk downtown, because you're going to run into people.
Yeah.
It's like they say, when you're feeling down, you need to be around people. Well, walk the square. It's so cool to see people at night still hanging around downtown and participating in events. You don't have to stay forever, but go by, because you never know who you're going to run into. You might run into a visitor, and just your impression of LaGrange and how passionate you are about it, they may come back. And we want everybody to come back. Everybody is welcome at Visit LaGrange. Everybody's welcome in LaGrange, period, I think.
There you go.
So it's just about enjoying the community, and you live here, so
why not enjoy it?
That's
right. And if you're visiting here, we definitely want you to enjoy it.
We definitely do. But there are a lot of venues that you can go to that have something that are free. Not everything costs. The LaGrange Art Museum, they don't have a charge. LaGrange College, if you wanted to tour that, you would need to set up an appointment.
Okay, all right.
But you can, with the thread walking through, you can walk through all of that, and you have Hillside. There's just so much.
Yes.
It's coming, people say, oh, there's nothing to do. And I remember when my parents moved here, there was Dairy Queen and Pizza Villa. And I was like, woo, coming from a little bit larger city, it was like, oh, I don't know, but we were in college, and by the time we came back, and definitely by the time I got married, but it's really neat to know that the people of LaGrange, the community, the city, the county, they all care about it, and they want it to just get better and get bigger. We don't want to get so big too fast.
That's right.
Because Noonan has that strip that they got really quickly, and so when we talk about having different things coming into our area, everybody's like, okay, what's it going to do to our traffic?
That's right.
It's we're all working on that. So there's a plan to make sure everything comes in at different times.
Lynn, so much going on, so much happening, and you guys there at Visit LaGrange, and you particularly definitely have a finger on the pulse. And I just want to thank you for coming on and sharing all
sure.
this information, because you come on each week and say, you know what, Lynne would be a great guest, and I was right as usual.
Well, you're nice to say that, but I did forget one thing.
What's what?
We do have merchandise.
Yes, you
that,
do.
People can purchase.
Okay.
A lot of it is locally done. We have city ties, if anybody wants a tie with the City of LaGrange seal on it. Right now we're having a sale on our sweatshirts because we thought it was going to be hot. So this is the perfect time if you need a sweatshirt for next year.
Okay.
They're half price, so we're running out of sizes, but occasionally we will run sales when it's time to get new merchandise, and we're always looking for what's the best tchotchke that people want.
Okay.
That have LaGrange on it. So please come by just to see that, or come and have a Coke, water, or a cup of coffee.
All right. Well, I'm sure they'll come by and see you, especially when you say you got sale and half off.
I know it.
Absolutely. Lynne, I want to thank you very much for being my guest today, okay?
Oh, anytime, Alton.
All right. Thank
we
you
go
so
way
much.
back.
We do. Absolutely. And we can go talk.
I know it. We can.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week coming up in just a moment. Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, I always like to go next door and ask Lynne Holle to come over from Visit LaGrange to give us a rundown of all the things that are happening in and around our area. So Lynne is always gracious to do that. So Lynne, let's hear all about the things that are taking place.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. We have a lot going on in LaGrange this week, so we're looking forward to it.
Very good.
Today we're going to be talking about the events in and around LaGrange for the week of March 27th through April 2nd. Let's get started. Monday, March 27th from 10 a.m. until 11:15, 3D Journeys. Dr. Nina Doolin Mallory, professor of English at LaGrange College, presents Chaucer and Shakespeare Sends Roses. Their thanks to the poets of Tuscany as part of the 3D Journeys 2023 lecture series. Beginning at 10 a.m., the lecture will be inside Callaway Auditorium, located at 801 Dallas Street on the LaGrange College campus. Doors open at 9:30. Beginning March 29th at 8:30 a.m. and running through March 31st until 3 p.m., True Pie Plant Sale, 1920 Hamilton Road, LaGrange, Georgia. True Pies FFA will have a variety of fruit and vegetables, annuals, biennials, and perennials. They can only accept cash or checks made payable to Troop High School Horticulture. A price list will be posted prior to the event on their Facebook page. That's always a great event. Wednesday, March 29th from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m., 2023 Wellness Wednesdays at Hills and Dales Estate. Join us this spring at Hills and Dales Estate and feed your mind, body, and spirit with our third annual Wellness Wednesday program. Classes include yoga with Lisa Alford, dance, fitness, and Pilates with Nancy Bradford, and guided garden walks, exploring history and horticulture in the garden with a member of the Hills and Dales Estate staff. Each class will begin at the Visitor Center and last 1 hour. $10 per person per class. All classes are complimentary for Hills and Dales Estate members. Call 706-882-3242 or email info@hillsanddales.org to register. Thursday, March 30th from 5 p.m. until 7 p.m., LaGrange Youth Council Donuts and Duets at local grounds. The LaGrange Youth Council is hosting an event just for the young adults in the LaGrange area. The event, Donuts and Duets, will feature karaoke and a free donut to everyone who attends. Come out to local grounds located at 407 North Greenwood Street, LaGrange. And finally, on Saturday, April 1st at 7:30 p.m., an April Fool's Day show at Pure Life House of Music with Abe Partridge with Cat Ridgway opening. American Songwriter magazine said, Abe Partridge has established himself as one of the most respected songwriters and visual folk artists in the Southeast. Abe Partridge is a heralded musician, singer-songwriter, visual artist, and podcaster based in Mobile, Alabama. His 2018 debut, Cotton Fields and Blood for Days, earned him rave reviews, with Tony Paris saying in The Bitter Southerner, he plays guitar the same way he writes lyrics, bashing the strings with abandon until they are just about to come loose, then beautifully picking the notes until every last word falls into place. More to the point, Partridge writes to make you sit up and think. Cat Ridgway recently voted Orlando's best singer-songwriter and best rock act. Cat is a powerhouse performer from Orlando, Florida, known for her soulful vocals, high energy, and magnetic stage presence. Her 2020 release, Nice to Meet You, marked her debut as a fully independent artist to commercial radio. The record jumped up 59 spots to number 66 on the American charts, and her leading single, Giving You Up, tied for the 5th most added Americana single nationally. Tickets can be purchased at purelifelagrange.com. Pure Life House of Music is located at 206 Clark Street, LaGrange. In Alton, those are just a few of the events that we're going to be going around in LaGrange during the week of March 27th through April 2nd. So we want everybody to get out, have a good time, stay safe, and don't pull any pranks on April Fools.
That's right, Lynn. Well, you know what? I do appreciate you coming on all the time talking about city scenes and all the things that are happening. And it's always a joy for you to come on the set. So we're just happy that you're here. So, Lynn, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Anytime.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining for City Week this week. My guests have been from Visit LaGrange, Lynne Holle, as she talked about a lot of the things that take place within the office building there and her role there at Visit LaGrange. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have information that you'd like to learn more about with City of LaGrange, I'm sure she'll be more than happy to accommodate you. And if you just want to come over and visit the area, that's what it's called, Visit LaGrange. So come on out and see Lynn there at Visit LaGrange at 206 Ridley Avenue. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed this interview. And as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.